In this video, we're going to cash in on wood. Would you buy this to resell? Would you buy this to resell? What wood would you buy to resell? I'm Vicki with Avante-Avenue and welcome to our channel. My husband Mark and I resell on eBay, and this video is a what sold video, specifically for wood items and how I packed it. And sometimes I wonder why I buy these things. Because if I buy it and it sells, I have to pack it. And sometimes it requires a custom box. This is going to be challenging. First of all, I bought it at the flea market, Tri-Cities Flea Market here in Tennessee. Paid $5 for it. 1970s wood wall organizer to hold mail, letters, cards, bills, etc. I put farmhouse in the title. As you see, Tri-Cities Flea Market, paid $5. It sold for full asking price of $39.95 plus ship. That's a woohoo! I think it's absolutely beautiful. It has two pockets, a little shelf, and a little drawer that I used some painter's tape to keep that from pulling out. I think Mark went over it with some old English polish. Definitely a wall mount little mail holder, letter holder. Here's my dilemma. It's quite long. This isn't even long enough. 19 inches long. I don't have any boxes that are 19 inches long, but I got an idea. This is an eBay box that I got in that had boxes in it that I had ordered, you know, with my quarterly coupon. It does have a little ding on the corner, but I think it's going to be long enough. Yeah, it's going to be long enough, even with some bubble wrap. I'm going to need to cut it down because I don't want to, you know, have a box this big with all this packing material. But I think I'm going to wrap this first and see where I am with it for, you know, how much height I need on the box. Because I'm going to be shipping it like this. I'm going to start with some packing paper. Not sure if it's long enough. We'll find out. If I put it on the diagonal, I think it will work. You know, I always like to give extra support in these areas here. I always have scrap bubble wrap. Maybe it's an end roll or not the best bubble wrap that I had to buy at some point. You know what, I'm going to leave that stick out here to give some support to this flat area at the top. To fill in this area through here to try to bring this up to where it's even with the drawer. Oh, I took the tape off temporarily off that drawer. So let's put that tape back on. Keep that drawer from opening up. Fold this under here, and on this end, I'm going to just roll it under a little bit. Now let's wrap it. All right, let's get this bubble wrap. 2 sheets of large 1/2 inch and 2 sheets of large 1/2 inch. Let's get the sides done first. This end doesn't have a lot of protection. I'm going to finish this one first. This end needs a little more love, a little more protection. This is the top of it, I can feel. You want to make sure you can't feel any of the wood, and I can't. It feels pretty good. Now, on this end, I have this craziness going on. I've decided to reduce it in height. Now, if you're ever worried about the box being compromised, but I think it's pretty good. It's going to be laying on its side, but I have some other ideas for the box. I'm going to allow room for air pillows right on its side. I'm going to have air pillows probably at the top. I almost could use this box as it is, but I also could take off. I think I can take off about 3 inches off this box. Let's open this box and flatten it to shorten it. It will just be easier. Sometimes I try to shorten boxes when they're already assembled, but it's so much easier if it's not assembled. I've decided to reduce it in height by 3.5 inches, which is what the flaps are. So I'm going to go ahead and use these as my guide. Keep it simple, right? I have a marker, and I'm going to just put some marks with the flap folded back. So that will be the height of my box. This will be the height of my box plus the flap, the new flap. Doesn't always work out this way, but I think today it will. Just using the flap. I have my largest cutting board, which I just picked up at Walmart, not sponsored. This is my favorite tool for doing this, and you can find a link for this in the description below the video. Always make sure you have your cutting board underneath before you start cutting. I wish it was even longer. And I'm going to be basically cutting all the flaps off. That's really what I'm doing here. These I will save because I recycle all this cardboard. I always find uses for it. I need to create new flaps. New flaps where I drew the line. It's always nicer when you have a box that's the perfect size, but it doesn't always happen. We do need to cut the new flaps, and for that I need a second cutting board that I will put inside of here. I didn't change the length or anything, so you don't have to worry about that, but I need to create new flaps. And I'm going to line this up with the original flap at the other end. Get rid of the cutting boards. Before assembling the box, you got to get these flaps folded up a little bit. So I'm lining this up with my score line and folding this up over a little bit. Wherever I scored it, I need to fold it back. And I'm just going to go ahead and get the bottom assembled first. Let's start with some air pillows in the bottom. I did make these air pillows on our air pillow machine. You can see I have lots of room on either side that I need to fill in. I'm going to use bubble wrap. 3 sheets, overlapping it. Slide this in on its side. Tuck the bubble wrap around it. Now, it doesn't give me room to put air pillows on top, which I would like to do. So for that reason, I'm going to stuff the bubble wrap down inside because I'd really like to put air pillows on top. Some bubble wrap. I'm avoiding paper because paper adds more weight. And lift this up a little bit. I just need to fill in the top part and see if I can still get some air pillows down through the center at least. Now, if you're ever worried about the box being compromised, for its integrity because of being shipped once already, this is something you can do. You can take some cardboard, measure the height of the box, cut it to the height. I cut a couple of these. Score them down through the center. I'm just going to eye the center. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect. Score it. Fold it. Same thing over here. Fold it like so. Got 2 of these so far. 2 more. I'm using the flaps to do it. We've now made a corner support. I should have put it in here first, but that's okay. Oh, if I'm a little too high, which I am, because it's going inside the box, not outside the box, you have to cut all of them off a little bit. I have now reinforced every single corner of the box for that crush, 32 ECT crush test that I like. Well, now I've reinforced this because it's already been through the mail once. So now I've reinforced the box. I feel much better by doing that. Let's tape it up and get it in the mail. Warrior statue, figure, tribal design. Uh-oh, is this custom box time? Custom boxes take time, but sometimes the item is worth it. So we gotta do what we gotta do, right? I'll insert a photo for this sale because I partially wrapped it just to store it in the garage. I also made myself a note that I'm going to have to use 2 shoe boxes or a shoe box and extend it for shipping. Hand-carved warrior statue, figure, tribal design. Paid $5 at Rogersville sale, garage sale. $20 for all. I don't know if it's authentic or repro. It doesn't say anything on the bottom about where it's made. Sold it on offer for $45 plus ship. Estimated 3 pounds, and yes, estimated 25 by 8 by 6 box. 25 is quite long. That's why I have to extend a shoe box for this. Let's weigh it. See what it weighs right now compared to the 3 pounds I estimated. It's actually quite light because it's wood. 1 pound, 12 ounces. That's automatically 2 pounds. And then I added another pound for the box. So I estimated 3 pounds. I'll take my little note off of here. That was for my use. And look how long it is. 19.5 without the box. Just go with 20 inches long. Well, I just discovered something in my estimation and wanting to use a priority mailbox. They chose Ground Advantage. Uh-oh. Is this custom box time? Oh, that takes time. Well, I have this eBay box that these padded envelopes came in. So I took all the padded envelopes out and put them in another box. It's the right length, but it's actually too wide. Yeah, it's too wide. But before I worry about the box, I'm going to get this packed and see what I need here. Well, that's not long enough. 5 sheets of bubble wraps. Set this aside. 5 sheets of bubble wrap. That's a long something that I have to ship here. Oh. Now I see I could get by with 4. Pulling the bottom up and the top down. I can feel the wood here because there's a seam in the bubble wrap. I don't really mind the little rabbit ears sticking out, but I don't like that I can feel right here. So I'm going to tape another piece over that to eliminate that problem. Oh, and I can feel here too. So I'm going to do the same thing here. So always take a second and make sure you can't feel the item that you're trying to protect. If you can feel it, well, then it's not protected. I'm going to put a little more bubble here too. Actually, I think I'm going to put it on the front and back. It feels good. I can't feel the statue. Got everything protected pretty good. I'm wondering how long it is now. It's just under 21 inches. This box issue, it's a lot wider than what I need. I'll show you what I mean. Oh gosh, it's deeper too, for that matter. I don't want the box to be this big. So what can I do? Even if I can't turn it on its side. So what can I do to reduce this box down? I know that it has to fit in here this direction. So I want to lessen the deepness of the box, I guess you could say. You know, length, width, depth. I want to reduce the depth. So I'm going to put a mark on where I want to reduce it. I want to reduce the depth. I just want to remember that. So I'm putting a mark there. The length is pretty good. I mean, it's tight, but it's doable. Let's open this box up so we can see about reconfiguring it. The glued seam is here. Glued flap. There we go. There's the flap. And I said where we need to adjust it is these side panels, what I was referring to as the depth of the box. We said that the width was good, but the depth was not. I'm going to separate this, just make a mark right there. I need my cutting board. This is a long piece to work with. Just go ahead and draw a line. It all makes sense in the end, so just keep watching here and you'll see where I'm going with this. Always get marker on me. Do you do that when you use a marker? Always getting marker on me. Cutting board is only so long. I have to keep track of that. Did I sign up for this today? No, this was not part of my plan. This is a side piece, or the depth. I'm at about 4 3/4. I want this side to also be 4 3/4, because of course we want them to be the same, right? So 4 3/4. Did I sign up for this today? No, this was not part of my plan. I thought I was sending it priority mail. This would be so easy to extend a priority mail box. But here we go with Frankenboxing an eBay padded envelope box. Never a dull moment. Okay, I'm not cutting this. Scoring only, not cutting. Very important, very, very important. Because this was the original flap. I don't want to lose my flap. If I cut all that off, I wouldn't have a flap to glue. And I might actually glue it this time, I'm not sure. I need longer arms. Where's Mark when I need him? He's upstairs. He's got the long arms. There is our new flap. But I know it sure doesn't look like a box now, does it? And I'm probably going to have to do some adjustments, like on this flap. I know right away, just I guess from experience, that I'm going to have to cut a new flap. So I might as well do it right now. So how am I going to turn these two pieces back into a box? Well, first, let's lay this on some more bubble wrap and take up the room in the box. I don't even know that I'm going to take it. I just want it for filler. Did I allow for this bubble wrap? Did I allow for it? You know, I had another thought besides bubble wrap. I did. I'll go get it. This corrugated cardboard that I have. Yeah, I cut too much. That's okay. I'm just going to overlap it. Let's get that thank you label on here. I'm basically reducing that box a little bit. I'm going to be taping this box pretty much as I go. Taping the flaps together, because otherwise it's too hard to work with the two pieces. And I just saw that I have an old label on here, and I'm just going to mark through it. It's just eBay's label. So now basically I have a tray. That's what I have. Tape's wanting to come undone, but I'll add more tape. Here's the other part of the box. And I'm going to put this side, I'm going to go to the outside, whatever it takes. This is what I'm going to tuck inside, this rough cut edge. Oh, I should have tucked it inside. Actually, I could. Plan B, I'm going to untape this. Because this has a sturdy side, this is where I want to put this old seam. I want to tuck it inside here. Yes, I have this on the outside, but I can live with that. Start folding the flaps in. Now here I have double flaps. I'm okay with that. I am okay. I just want to get it taped down really well. This might be a little bit irregular in shape, but I've seen worse at the post office. How about you? Have you seen worse? I need lots and lots of tape. That's what I need. I've got it taped up. It's mummified with tape. Oh my goodness. And I got some black marker as well. Need a fingerprint here. So let's see what this weighs. I have no idea, but it weighs what it weighs. It has to ship. I can't pack it any different, any better. What did I estimate? 3 pounds. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe it. I have to show you. It's 2 pounds, 15.9. It is 3 pounds, which is exactly what I estimated, and I've got paper on here to allow for the label. In fact, we have 2 papers on here, 2 sheets of paper, the label estimate and the packing slip, and it came out exactly at 3 pounds. If I had used the USPS priority mail boxes, the shoe boxes, and extended it, I wouldn't be this close. I really don't think I'd be this close because those boxes are lighter anyway. But I did it. Officially monkey pod wood. It's probably not enough. I hope I haven't built it up too much to fit into. How do I end up with so many long items to ship? Couldn't be because I bought it, could it? So this pretty monkey pod dish, divided dish, officially monkey pod wood. And it's sold for $24.95 and it's going priority mail. So I grabbed a shoebox to use. Priority mail, what I call the shoebox. And you can see that it's just barely going to make it. Just barely. So I have to think about how I'm going to protect this so it doesn't get broken. I just happen to have this scrap of cardboard here that has some end flaps. Thing is, it's still a little bit too long. Just a little bit. It's about at least a 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch too long for the flaps to fold up and still fit inside this box. So I'm going to adjust the fold line a little bit by rescoring the fold. It's hard to do that when you've got such a little amount that you're scoring. Little distance between the original fold and this second fold, but I've got it here. Let's see if it's going to fit within the original flaps of the shoebox. It's going to make it, just make it, but it's too high here as far as higher than I want it to be. So I'm going to just draw a little mark here, being careful not to get any ink on the wood. First of all, you know what? I'm going to wrap this in some small bubble wrap first. I have some scrap bubble wrap. I'm just going to give it a little bit of fill in each pocket, a little bit. It's probably not enough. These are ended roll pieces, so they're not that great. We just refilled all the bubble wrap dispensers below the table. I'm going to stuff some bubble in these. Put it upside down. I want it as flat as I can on the bottom, so I'm going to fold everything to this end. Now that I have it somewhat protected, I'm going to put it on here. Just going to put it on the cardboard and make a little mark at the highest point on each end. So let's score the cardboard to make another flap to fold over the top of the dish. Do that on the other end where I made my mark. Another piece of cardboard. Make sure it's not too wide though for the box. No, it's not. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and also wrap it this direction so that it has protection on the sides. The decision is if I turn it upside down or leave it upright. And that's what I'm trying to decide. I think I'll leave it upright and tape it to the cardboard. I hope I haven't built it up too much to fit into the length of the box. No, I'm good. I'm still good. My next step is to fill in this space here or cut the box down. I think it's just as easy to fill it with some air pillows. The cardboard is to help reduce the impact on the ends because it's so close to the ends of the box. As far as the top and the bottom, while I have it stabilized with the cardboard, I have large bubble wrap on the side. Let's check the side movement. It's actually pretty good. I mean, it moves just a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is to go ahead and close up one end of the box. And we'll go from there. I taped up this end. I'm going to slide this in with the cardboard on the bottom. Air pillows on top, and I can tell it's not enough. It's not enough with the air pillows. I need something else because look, I can get my whole hand in here. I told you I have these end rolls of scrap bubble wrap. I'm going to start stuffing this on the bottom. I think that's going to do it. Then I get it closed up. Of course, it's not a flat rate box, so I hear a little bit of bubble popping. I'm okay with that. It's not moving. I'll get it taped up and in the mail. There it is. I didn't tell you, but it's oval. And we sold a pepper grinder. I've got a few more sales here to show you. And one of the sales is something that I hand painted. And no, I wouldn't call it beautiful, but I did hand paint it. Them, I should say I painted them because there's several of them. But before that, here is a wood bowl that sold. Kind of reminds me of the 1970s with the wood fruit, only I didn't have the wood fruit. Sold a wooden bowl, and I see it right here. There it is. It's pretty. We paid $2 for it at the Netherlands Inn sale that I love to go to, and sold it on sale for $23.96 plus ship. And it's going priority mail. I have to find the right size box. I don't have a priority box that's going to work, but I have this 9x9x9 box that I think will work. I didn't tell you, but it's oval, and I'm thinking about fitting it in on the diagonal. I think that's going to work. And of course, it's not sitting level in here, but it's the box. Otherwise, it sits level. 3 sheets of large 1/2-inch bubble wrap that direction. I'm at the end of the roll, but we're going to go this direction. And I'm thinking about turning it upside down so that I can see what I need to pack around here. Some air pillows. And I have a bunch of air pillows that are in sets of 2. And singles that are used up. I still have way too much room in here. Way too much room in this box. I can put my hand everywhere. Filled up all the corners with some more air pillows, and I do have some room still down in here, so I have some scrap bubble. I'm just going to cut this in half and stick some of this down the sides. And another scrap on top. Oh, I forgot my thank you label. How can I do that? And the thank you label somewhere on top in here, on the bottom. Give it the good old shake test. Yep, it's good. So easy to pack. We sold a pepper grinder, and I've talked about those before in our videos. I think it's this one here. Just listed these before we went on our vacation, and this one's sold. It's Peugeot, made in France. We have a lot of pepper grinders. I'm checking to make sure I pulled the right one. I've confirmed that I pulled the right one. You said $2 on the grinder, so.
Peugeot?
Yeah, we're gonna get that as long as you think it works. And it sold for full asking price of $24.95 plus ship. Not too bad. That's why I'm always saying, check out the grinders. Check them out, check the bottom, see what kind of condition they are. You'll probably have to clean it up. Just make sure it's not all rusted out as some of them are. And yeah, you might be able to flip into $24.95. Some of you might put this in a padded envelope. I don't. They pay $24.95 and it's going in a 12x6x6 box. This is going ground advantage and it's under a pound, so I have to be careful how much packing material I put in here. You can see I've got plenty of room, but let's put some air pillows in the bottom. Using up these air pillows that came with the Amazon package. Just giving it a wrap and some bubble wrap. Although normally I put this in a bag. If this gets really hot, this bubble wrap could leave an impression on it. It's possible, depending on where is this going to. It's going to California. It might sit out in the sun for a while. It's a tape. I don't think it's going to fall out the end, but just in case, that would be horrible if it fell out when they took it out of the box. A little bit of tape. Put it in here. It still has too much room in here. Let's get the thank you label on here. If these will work or not. I think they're too big. Yep, too big. But I have some of my own air pillows, and I know that 4 fits great across here. There you go. We got it. It's good. I'll get it taped up and in the mail. And well, I'll tell you what. I'll tape it, and then we'll weigh it and see how well I did. I always weigh with the sample label, including the backing that allows for any fragile stickers. Let's see how I did. 13.8 ounces, 14 ounces. That's great. Here are those last few sales that I told you about, and the one in particular that I hand painted. And I am no artist. I'm a wannabe artist. I am. This is a sale from our avante-avenue store, and it's for checkers that are shaped like gingerbread and sunflower. And what's funny about this is I actually hand painted these, oh my gosh, a very long time ago, over a decade ago. I painted these because I had a checkerboard table, sunflower painted table. So yeah, these sold for $14.95 plus ship. And I'm just packing them in a tiny little box with some bubble wrap. These down in here. Close this up and put it in a padded envelope. I hope this video inspires you to look for wood items, even if they're a little bit long and you might have to make a custom box. Sometimes it's worth it. You can cash in on wood too. Thanks for watching. I'm Vicki with Avante Avenue, and Mark and I will see you soon. Be sure to subscribe.